Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I could not be any more grateful. As you can see, I'm back home in my natural habitat. Thank goodness. I sometimes would often forget how crazy and those tournament weekends can be. But last night I got to make it home, and I got to sleep in my own bed, wake up in my own bed this morning. So I'm incredibly thankful for that. A long time ago, my sponsor shared in a room, and he'll tell you that he heard this from an old timer who heard it from an old timer. So it's not original by any means, but it was so profound that it stuck with me. It stuck with all of us who heard it. Matter of fact, it stuck with me, and it came into my mind after I did the monologue the other day on Fixing Me. He made the comment once. He said, expectations are resentments under construction. Expectations are resentments under construction. If you think back to what I shared the other day in Fixing Me monologue, I talked about how I hated myself and how I didn't like who I was. So since I couldn't feel about me the way I wanted to feel about me, I'd go off and do something nice for somebody or say something nice to somebody to make them feel good about them. So they would automatically, in turn, look at me and say something nice about me or do something nice for me to make me feel good about me. The problem was the huge disconnect in that whole methodology was the fact they had no idea that I expected them to say something nice in return or to do something nice in return. They had no idea. But yet I had this expectation that I had placed on them. And so whenever I'd do something nice, then I'd say, hey, thanks, Drew. I appreciate it. And split. Or I'd say something nice. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it. Split. They all of a sudden were no longer living up to that expectation that I had placed on them. That expectation that they didn't even know existed. And so I, in turn, became resentful towards them. I can't believe I said those nice things about Johnny, and Johnny didn't say nice things back to me. He didn't make me feel good about me. I can't believe I did those nice things for Susie, and Susie didn't do nice things for me. She didn't make me feel good about me. So all of a sudden, my expectations that they had no idea about, by the way, my expectations turned into resentments towards them. Or so I thought. Let me be very clear. Those resentments I thought that I had towards them were really resentments towards me. Because at the end of the day, I still hated who I was. I still hated the person I had become. They were misplaced resentments, if you will. All because I had placed expectations on them, and they had no idea that I put those expectations on them. Talk about some complicated alcoholic and drug addicted thinking. Talk about some complicated alcoholic and drug addicted thinking. That's how we think, right? That's how we operate. The problem was they never knew I'd placed these expectations on them. The problem was they had no clue that I felt horrible about who I was because I was too proud. I didn't want them to know. Didn't want them to know that I thought I was a piece of shit. I was too proud. I didn't want them to know that I was expecting them to say something nice about me. Because if I told them, hey, you got to say something nice about me, and they did, well, it's not really real then, right? It's kind of fake. Who was being fake? Who was being fake? Them or me? It was me. Again, the resentment I felt towards them was not towards them. It was directed towards them. At the end of the day, I resented myself. And when we place expectations on people, especially when we put expectations on people or situations or circumstances, and we don't communicate those expectations effectively, then who's the fault? Who's to blame whenever shit goes south? Whenever your day goes south? What expectations did you place on yourself for that day? What expectations did you place on other people? Now, don't get me wrong. It's one thing to say, look at your kids and say, hey, look, here's the expectations. I want your rooms to be cleaned by 12 noon today. Or to set an expectation, or to set expectations anyway, with other people in your life. Hey, this is what I expect. I would like it, I would appreciate it if you were to do this or that or the other. Then people have a better chance of living up to those expectations. But keep in mind, anytime we put expectations on other people, aren't we setting ourselves up for failure? Especially when we ask our kids to clean their rooms? Guilty. My point being, if I'm going to place expectations on somebody, I need to place them on myself. But I need to be careful though too, because I need to make sure those are reasonable expectations that I do place on myself. If I wake up today and say, well, by God, today I'm going to win the lottery. I'm going to become the next overnight millionaire. That's not a reasonable expectation for me to place on me. What is reasonable is, hey, Drew, you need to get up and get your ass to the gym by noon or by 11 o'clock. That's pretty reasonable, especially on my day off. I get that. So we want to be careful not to place expectations on other people, because that's how we form resentments. And typically, 9 times out of 10, those resentments that we form to other people are really or redirected resentments. Those resentments we end up having for other people, we tended to cause ourselves. If we're going to use expectations and set expectations, we need to do it with ourselves. Great example. I was walking out of one of the tournament gates this weekend, and a guy, he saw the boys and everything, and he looked at me and goes, "Did y'all win?" I said, "We got to play. We got to play." Don't get me wrong, we won one, we got our teeth kicked in another one. You know, it was a hell of a baseball weekend. But I had the expectation of not winning, not losing, but of playing. That was the expectation, and damn, did we not get a chance to play. We had 4 great games. Well, 3 great games and 1 really bad game, but that's beside the point. We got a chance to play. There are going to be days that I wake up, and I have shit days, but I still got to play the game. Why? Because the only expectation I have was to wake up and play the game. Win, lose, or draw. Good day, bad day, indifferent. The only expectation I had was to get up and play the game that day. And see, as long as I know, as long as I wake up and I'm still breathing, I know I have another shot at playing the game. I'm going to have those good days. I'm going to have those bad days. That's where baseball and life really kind of come in sync for me, because baseball is designed to have a winner and a loser. There are going to be days I feel like I'm winning. There are going to be days I feel like I'm losing. But at the end of the day, the only expectation that I have placed on myself is to wake up and play the game. And with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys, absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. If you have a topic you'd like to hear discussed, you can feel free to drop it in the Recovery Classroom private Facebook group page. We maintain anonymity in that group, so you can share your topic in there. We'll take a look at it, see what we can do. You can email me directly, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org, and I'll take a look at that and parse it out, see what I can put into words for you. So, again, feel free to share these videos. Feel free to invite your friends and family members to the Recovery Classroom Facebook page. These videos are out there for you guys to help inspire and encourage you guys and lift you guys up. So, and I want to thank you guys for the opportunity for letting me come in and do these videos and be a part of your day for 5 to 10 minutes every single day. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.